day is going great. I have a lot to do today, but here's my to-do list right now. It said make soap, harvest green, take out tomatoes, move trellis. Didn't get that done. Replace outlets in the bathrooms. I tried. Today was make soap. I already got 2 batches of soap done. Take out tomatoes, restructure trellis, replace outlets in bathroom. I need to find a way to bring in the 500-pound, 55-gallon drum of coconut oil. All right, guys, stay with me. Drum number 1, empty. Drum number 2, completely filled up. We've only made 2 batches of soap out of it. I put the steel ring back around it so the lid wouldn't fall off. But that's number 1 goal, is trying to figure out a way to get that in here. I can always borrow something, but why borrow something when I'm gonna need it all the time? Somehow, some way, we had our first frost, November 3rd. Zone 7A, first frost November 3rd. Usually doesn't come until about mid-November. However, our tomatoes survived. The tomato plants might be surviving, but are they producing tomatoes? So I'm gonna use this time of year to actually take out all this entire row of tomatoes. We're gonna compost the plants. I'm gonna then move the trellises to the side to block off for the spring. I'm gonna start preparing for spring already. And lucky us, we had this Agribon right here. This Agribon saved all of our greens last night. We had a nice crisp frost on top of our Agribon. And as you can see, let me show you the lettuce real quick. It is perfectly fine, ready to harvest. You would never want to harvest greens while they're still frozen. Always let them thaw out. Once they're thawed out, ice is off of them, boom, cut them down. All right, let's go get some stuff. All right, guys, I got a hand truck. I'm very skeptical. The drums of coconut oil weigh about 500 pounds. The hand truck I got said there's a weight limit of 800 pounds, but this thing does not look really well put together. I wasn't gonna spend $200 on a heavy duty hand truck. I'm gonna see if this one worked. This one was 70 bucks. Load capacity, 800 pounds. So I'm gonna take some precautions. One thing that I do know and I've had experience with is whenever you're moving something that's really extremely heavy on a hand truck, make sure that you strap it onto that hand truck. That's one important thing. Another important thing is make sure that you're gonna clear out your space. Make sure your space is ready. You don't wanna pull back that heavy item on that hand truck and start moving it and then all of a sudden realize, oh man, I gotta move this and I gotta move that. This is in my way. I'm gonna get a strap. I'm gonna try to move this thing and you guys are gonna come along for the ride. I will tell you the key to that was actually that strap. If I wouldn't have had that strap on there, that strap is what held everything in place. I'm gonna put this in place, take the hand cart out. Next thing we're gonna do is start ripping those tomatoes out. This day is absolutely beautiful. It's in the upper 50s in the sun, it's amazing. I'm getting ready to take all of these tomato plants completely out. And we're gonna talk about what we can do with this area and what we will do with this area. Look at this, it's pretty cool. Look at those greens, it's looking beautiful. We're gonna be able to harvest a ton of lettuce for this week's market. Example of what happens when you grow veggies. You get volunteers, and this is how volunteers happen. See all those tomatoes down there? Each of those tomatoes has hundreds of seeds which will grow tomato plants. So we're gonna try to get those up as the best we can. And when I get rid of these plants, that will either go into our compost or we'll give them to the chickens. All right, guys. Real quick about the structure of a tomato plant. First of all, look at the trunks on these orange jubilees. Unbelievable. But if you look closely, you see all these little tendrils coming off. A long time ago when people grew tomatoes were grown not in cages, but they were grown along the ground. What's really cool, each one of these little tendrils, oh, is a good example right here. As you can see, these tendrils turn into roots. So you can imagine a tomato plant would get a ton of nutrients. Look how long that one tendril from the stem is. It's a whole root. Yeah, they will grow along the ground, and while they're growing along the ground, they will establish roots along the entire stem. As you can see, all these little nodules coming out of the stem.